All right, so today is Thursday, December 5th, 2019. We are on lesson 5-5 today, so we're doing Advanced Elimination. This is where we're actually doing the solving of those eliminations. I know a lot of people were frustrated yesterday that you couldn't solve them. Quite raise hand objective. Esha?
Solve systems of equations using elimination.
There it is. Now we're actually solving it. Yesterday we were just doing the first few steps. Now we're doing the solving. So again, it's the same goal. Every single time with substitution and elimination, that goal is to do what with a quiet raised hand? What?
Get an equation with one variable, then solve.
There it is. Make sure you have just one variable. Okay, so you should be masters now of doing the first few steps. So tell me the first step or the first few steps of doing example 1. Kira.
Let's see. So first, we have -6 and 6. Those are the only mentioned variables. So you could add them together, and that would cancel them out.
Cool. Let's add them together. Can you do that for us too, please?
You have 0, basically, and -9 plus 7 is -2. Y equals 6 plus -10 is -4.
Perfect. Do you want to just do the last few steps for us as well?
And then you just need to go divide by -2 on both sides, which y equals 2.
All right, and we have half of the answer. Thank you, Kira. I'm going to give it over to someone else now. What is the next step? Charles.
The next step would be to plug in the variable to an equation.
Yep, so y is equal to which equation do you want to plug into?
I'm going to plug it into the bottom one.
And does it matter which one you plug it into? Will you get different answers depending on which one you plug it into? No, okay, so plug it into the bottom one. Go ahead and read it off for me.
6x plus 7y times 2 equals -10.
Okay, and then what are we substituting in? So it's 6x plus 7
2.
times 2, yep, equals -10. Continue on.
6x plus 14 equals -10. Minus 14. Then it would be 6x equals 24. Divide by 6.
Divide by 6. Divide by 6, and x is equal to -4. There it is. Thank you, Charles. All right, I want you guys to give me a fist of 5. How well do you think you could do a problem like example number 1? I'm seeing 5, 5, 5. Oh my God, is everyone out of 5? It's a few 4s. That is the highest fist of 5 I think I've seen ever from you guys. That's awesome.
4.5 for me because decimals give a more accurate answer.
Okay, let's try example number 2 together. And again, if you think that you are kind of a master, you can go ahead of me. You don't have to wait for me. Of course, check your answers and make sure you're getting the right answers. But yeah, go ahead of me. You don't need to wait for me. What am I doing for example number 2? Am I adding, subtracting, multiplying? Jade?
Subtract.
Subtracting. Can you do that for me?
I don't know.
-0.
-2x minus 0 equals -12.
Ooh, really close.
14.
Yes, -14. Why is my stylus not working? Oh no, technical problems. What's going on? There it goes. -14. Perfect. Can you do the next step as well? Still on you, Jade?
Divide both sides by 2. And that equals x equals -7.
All right, careful there. There's a tiny mistake. We'll let Jade see if she can find it.
+7.
Why is it a +7?
Because a negative divided by a negative is a positive.
Oh, we're supposed to divide by a negative. Okay, there it is. And x is equal to 7. Yeah, thank you. All right, we need another volunteer. I'm going to give it to someone that has a card this time. What is my next step?
I have a marker.
You do have a marker. What do I do with that x equals to 7? Someone that has their card. Charles is our good backup. Wyatt is our second backup. Someone that has their card. What do I do next? It's very similar to doing substitution. Yes, Eamon.
what you need to do right now is take one equation, make it an x, take one of those two equations, change the x in the equation into a 7, and multiply the cosine by that 7.
Okay, so which equation do you want to use?
I'm gonna say the top one.
Okay, go ahead and read me my equation after I substitute that 7 in for x.
It will be negative 7x times 7 minus 5y equals 24. Negative 24.
Oh, negative 24. Okay, perfect. Continue on, Eamon. You got this.
When you multiply the negative 7 by 7, you will get negative 49 minus the 5y and minus the 24. If you then multiply, if you then add the 49, if you then add 49 to both numbers without a variable, you will get that would be something like I'm gonna say like it's definitely in the teens if I'm correct.
Careful. So I can do this the other way around, like 49 minus 24. It's the same thing as negative 24 plus 49. So 9 minus 4.
9 minus 4 is 5, and then that's 25.
Ah, there it is. Okay, yeah. So 25. And what do I have here on the left-hand side?
5y.
5y. All right.
And if you divide the 25 by 5, you will get y equals 5.
There's a tiny little mistake. See if you can find it.
Y equals negative 5.
Oh, yeah, so it was this negative, right? So negative, 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 and y is equal to negative 5. Yeah, thank you, Eamon. All right, and there's our answer.
I did it the other way, and I got negative 7.
Oh, you used the other equation right here, and you got negative 7?
Yeah.
Ooh, let's check it. So I'll do it off here to the left-hand side. So if I'm plugging in 7 in for x, that means I have a negative 5 times 7 minus 5y is equal to negative 10. And then that's negative 35 minus 5y is equal to negative 10. And then from there I'm going to add 35 to both sides, so plus 35 plus 35, and I get 25 is equal to negative 5y. Divide both sides by negative 5, divide both sides by negative 5, and I get y is equal to negative 5. Do you see your mistake up there somewhere?
Oh yeah, I did 25 instead of 35.
Ah, okay. 35 instead of 25. Got it. Yeah, it's a good mistake because that means that you're learning. All right, I'm going to do example 3 with you, and then I expect you guys to do example 4 and 5, which are a little bit harder. But yeah, this is the last one that we'll do together. Example number 3. I can't just add or subtract. I have to do something else. Anyone have the first few steps for us? Charles?
Multiply the bottom by 4 or 9.
Which one would you like to do?
I would do
4. Okay, I like 4 too because
Negative
it's
4.
ooh, a negative 4 would be even nicer. Yeah, negative 4. And then you could just add them, right?
Yeah.
Negative 4. So multiply both sides by negative 4, and our new equation becomes... question, Kira?
Could you also multiply the bottom by 3?
Bottom by 3. Yep, you could also multiply the bottom just by 3 and then add them. Yep. Yeah, there's probably 8 different ways of solving this one. Charles, what happens if I multiply both sides by negative 4?
Oh, you would have a negative 12 there, a negative 4y, and a negative 112.
Negative 112. Cool. Did you want to keep going, or do you want to give it to someone else?
I'll keep
Alright.
You would add. Yeah, you would add, and then negative 9 plus negative 12x equals negative 21x equals negative 1 to 26, negative 126.
Perfect.
And then you would divide 21, negative 21 on both sides. And that would be 6.
Positive or negative 6?
Positive 6.
Perfect. And we need one final volunteer to do the last step after I get x is equal to 6. Esha, go for it.
Well, now you plug it that 6 and 2. So we'll do the top equation, and it's now negative 9 6 times 6 plus 4y equals negative 14.
Okay.
And negative 9 times 6, I think is negative 56.
Careful. And do you know the trick with 9s using your fingers?
No.
Oh, really? How many people don't know that trick of using, or how many people do know that trick of using your fingers for 9s?
I like the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way.
9, so I didn't have to just pick a number 1 through 10. Go from right to left, and when you count the fingers right to left, and then when you reach the number, you put the finger down.
So ready, Esha? So we're doing 9 times 6 in this case. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I put that finger down. The answer is 54.
Oh.
So try 9 times 3. Put that finger down, and you get 20.
You get 27.
There it is, yeah. Yeah, it works for at least up to 9 times 8, I think. Or 9 times 9 would work. No, 9 times 9 doesn't work anymore. No, it does. Yeah, 9 times 9. So 9 times 10 is the one where it stops working.
No. It actually kind of works because if you look at it, there's 9 on the
9,
right
0?
side and nothing on the left.
Okay, so 9 times 11 is the one that doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So I have negative 54 plus 4y is equal to negative 14. Continue on, Esha.
And then you plus 54 on both sides. And then you have 4y is equal to, I got 40.
Yep, that's correct. And the last step here is to
Divide 4 on both sides, and then you get y equals 10.
It is indeed 10, yeah. Nice. And those are the answers, 6, 10. All right, so keep working on example number 4 and 5. Those are the slightly harder ones. You're going to have to multiply the top and bottom by some number for example 4 and 5. Good luck, guys. All right, so for example 4, there are a few different ways to do it. A lot of people have been getting the hint that if I'm just only looking at the x's, just to focus in here, if I multiply the bottom by 5 and the top by 7, you kind of switch these, then that will eliminate the x's. And if I think of only the y, so I focus in only on the y's, if I multiply the entire bottom equation by 3 and the entire top equation by 4, that will also eliminate the y's. So I'm going to choose to do the 3 and 4 because those are slightly smaller numbers than 5 and 7. So I'm going to multiply the entire top equation by 4 on both sides of the equation and the bottom equation by 3 on both sides. I'm going to color code this to make this 3 and 3. If I do that, my blue equation, 4 times negative 5 is negative 20x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Don't forget the y. Is equal to negative 16. And multiplying 3 to each of these, 3 times 7 is 21x. 3 times 4 is positive 12y. And 3 times 5 is 15. So now I can go ahead and add these. I'm adding because these are opposite signs. If they were the same sign, I would have to subtract. So if I add these straight down, 12 and negative 12, they are canceled out. I have a positive 1x here, or I can just leave that as x, and that's equal to a negative 1, and there it is. X is just equal to 1. I can just box it. If I wrote my x a little bit, I'll leave it right there. X is equal to 1, so I'll just make a giant box. Then I plug in that 1 into either one of these equations. I don't like the negatives. I like the positives, so I'm going to choose that second equation.
Wouldn't that be a negative 1? It's a negative
Oh my
16.
gosh, I said negative 1, but I wrote positive 1. Thank you, Charles. Log it. If I come, let me undo it so I can write negative 1. Negative 1. Thank you, Charles. And box it. And when I plug in that negative 1, I'm going to plug it into our second equation. So 7 times, it's an x, so it's negative 1 here, plus 4y is equal to 5, and then do a little bit of math. 7 times negative 1 is negative 7, plus 4y is equal to 5. And then from there, I'm going to add 7 to both sides, And when I do that, I get 4y is equal to 12. Those cancel out. And then finally, I need to divide both sides by 4. Divide by 4. And y is equal to 3. There's the other piece. All right, moving on to example number 5. I need to solve that system of equations. So I have a choice. I can either multiply the top equation by 7, the bottom equation by 6, or the top equation by 9, the bottom equation by 2. Those are both kind of big numbers. I think I'm going to choose 6 and 7. Yeah, I'm just going to randomly go with that one. It doesn't really matter which one. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by 7 on both sides of the equation, 7 and 7. And here's a cool little trick too. So if I multiply the bottom equation by 6, I can still eliminate the variable by subtracting, because these will both be the same sign, but I can make them opposite signs by multiplying by -6, which means I can add instead of subtract, and I really prefer adding over subtracting. So I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by -6 to get these having opposite signs. So let's go ahead and do this. So blue, 7 times -2x is -14x. 7 times 6 is 42, so positive 42y is equal to 7 times 12, I'm doing the math in my head, 2 times 7 is 14, carry the 1, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8, so I have -84. Our yellow equation, -6 times a -9, the negative times the negative is a positive, so 6 times 9 is a positive 54x. And then -6 times positive 7, I should have a -50, wait, what's going on here? -42y. These have to match up and be opposites now. And 6 times 14, well 6 times 4 is 24, so carry the 2 here. 6 times 1 is 6, add the 2, that's 8, so it's -84. Whoa, did those actually come out the same number? I guess they did. Question, Kira?
Oh, well, that's like I finished that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, can I finish this and then come help you? Yeah, perfect. Now I can just add these again. I have opposite signs here because I multiplied by that -6. So if they're opposite signs, you can go ahead and add. So if I add these two equations, that cancels out, and I'm left with, looks like 40x is equal to 0. And then from there, I can just divide both sides by 40, divide by 40, divide by 40. And x is equal to anything, 0 divided by anything, so 0 divided by x. X is anything, is always 0. Therefore, x is equal to 0. That's half the answer. Asha?
I did 9 and 2, and I wound up with a fraction that doesn't work.
Okay, yeah, I can come check yours. You should have gotten a whole number. I designed it to get a whole number for y, but I'll solve for y right now to show what answer we should have got, and I can come help you right after I finish helping Kira. From here, I'm going to plug back 0 in for either of these two equations. I'm just randomly going to do the top one. So I'm going to say this is -2 times 0 instead of x. Now I'm substituting that 0 in for x, plus 6y is equal to -12. And that's just gone because 0 times -2 is just 0. So I'm now going to divide both sides by 6. Divide both sides by 6. And now y is equal to -2. And there's our final answer.